welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Ready to get this game started? Here's Eddie Pinheiro. And Monday Night Primetime is underway. Set to return, it's Chuba Hubbard. Escapes a defender. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. So now out comes the Panther offense for its initial drive of the game. And they're brought out by someone still trying to live up to that #1 pick status from the 2023 draft. Now in his third season from the University of Alabama, it's Bryce Young.
What a tumultuous start to Bryce Young's career. The former #1 pick has about seen it all, Kate, in the NFL. And it's not how you start, it's how you finish. At least that's what he and the Carolina Panthers got to believe, because the finish to last season was his best football yet.
And his game will begin with an incomplete pass. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
2nd and 10 now. Young's going to try again. And they get to him again! And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Might just be a little late to get the ground game going, opening up this game with back-to-back passes. But when you come out of the gate slow and you put yourself behind the sticks, you really don't get into that rhythm you want to find early.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. 3rd and long for him here. Complete to Tremble. And he'll get it up to the 27.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
Space past the 35. And he's brought down before the return gets far. So here come the 49ers for their opening drive. They're led out by the 4th-year passer out of Iowa State, Brock Purdy.
You know, Kate, people won't stop recognizing Brock Purdy as Mr. Irrelevant right at first, but they better start recognizing his game. He shed that label of his draft status to me long ago. He proved there is no fluke to his talent. He knows how to see it, how to feel it, how to deliver it, and most importantly, he knows how to elevate the people around him.
Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. He'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
2nd and 5.
So gain of 5 on that 1st down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd. From the gun is Purdy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back coming up.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go and let that pass rush get home.
This drive is in trouble. Got to figure out 3rd and 12. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Oh, they're on him, and he's dropped again. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up 4th down.
They may not have been the first defense to hit the field today, but certainly they wasted no time making their presence felt. Couple sacks in just the first few plays here, and they'll add more to it if this offense doesn't start to figure out their protection.
On 4th down, looks like 49ers sending out Thomas Morstead and out of punt. Panthers with Trevor Etienne deep to return. Takes this in at the 25. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Carolina offense out and ready to go for their 2nd try. And they haven't gotten their legs under them on offense just yet, Brock. 3 plays and a punt on their opening drive. New set of downs for him from the 31. They'll start on the ground. Dowdle. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
And 7 at the 34-yard line.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Shotgun snap now to Young. Gosh, this is Xavier Leggett. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. They pick up 14 yards on that one, and that's good for a Panthers first.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Tight end wheels in a shallow throw. And he's able to get it past midfield and down onto the 49er side.
Kid, I can promise you that's one of those play-action plays they've repped over the week during practice. That both quarterback and tight end went to bed last night thinking, man, I hope this one's called. And when it is, hope we have just a little space to operate. That play-action works beautifully, and the tight end, the beneficiary.
Out of the gun, Young. He's going to tuck it and run. And Young with a smart move here on the slide as he picks up the 1st down.
It's a gain of 8. And the Panthers, 1st down. An 8-yard pickup.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on it.
And a nice little run there gets him 5. 2nd down upcoming.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
1st down run gets him 6. So now it is 2nd and 4. On the ground again with Dowdle. And he's brought down, and a penalty flag out on the play as well.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes them back quite a ways. So this is going to be 2nd down and long following the holding flag. Running it after the penalty. And he started to get through the lane before it closed. 3 yards there. That one stopped by Upton Stout.
You know, Kay, one of the reasons it's so hard to run the ball in the NFL is to move grown men off their spot against their will. You get a run play like that, you've done your job. You've moved them against their will, and you've set yourself up for some later success.
On third down, it's Young. Going deep here for the end zone. And he scores. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers go up 6-0 here in the first.
There are a couple different ways now. You can win on the fly route. You can just run right by somebody, or you can use that big body, try to win a one-on-one matchup. Whatever way you go about it, well, this is the type of upside this route can provide.
This is Ryan Fitzgerald on to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Panthers will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
49ers nothing.
Now Fitzgerald on to handle the kickoff. Isaac Gorindo to return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. San Francisco headed out for its second possession of the game. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening first down as they take the field a second time. First call here coming from the shotgun. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Dumped off to his running back. And not a lot available there. Makes it to the 26. Tackle made by J.C. Horn.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
On second down, here's McCaffrey. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means third down coming up.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. To the air on 3rd and long. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
He's got it at the 24. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now here he goes on the boot. On target to his back, Rico Dowdle. And he's going to get a few here, brought down at the 33-yard line. We're through one on Monday Night Primetime. 7-0 is our score. Back to Levi's Stadium right after this. We're ready to go with the second quarter. It's Panthers football. They'll have 2nd and 7 to deal with. Young working from the gun. He lobs this one up, looking deep to the right side. That's sent to the ground by a defender and incomplete. Would have been one for the highlight reel, but instead, they're facing 3rd down.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
They'll throw, 3rd and long. He's going to try another deep one here. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Well, that took some force right there. That took some serious defensive effort to force the incompletion. You're not going to see a lot of guys ever let go of a football when they got a first down right in their midst. But that force, that contact, separated man from ball.
Sam Martin on again now to punt it away. Takes it in at the 26. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. The San Francisco offense headed out to take over. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
San Francisco to the line. It's 1st and 10. On the ground to begin the drive with McCaffrey. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. They stick with McCaffrey. Excellent play defensively as they get to him behind the line. That's going to bring up 3rd down. They sent him with that sack in mind, Brock. We all saw what was coming. Still managed to clean up the play, even if it did come on the ground.
And you know why they call that a cat pressure from the secondary, Kate?
Tell me.
Because it's a C for corner and a T for attack, exactly what he just did.
On 3rd down, Purdy. Hits him on the out route. And somebody finally able to force him out there. So even with that quality gain, it will still wind up being 4th down.
12 yards.
You know, I don't mind the scheme. In fact, I like the call. Just not on that 3rd down in particular. Need to get it closer to the sticks to have a chance to move those chains.
The 49ers are lined up in punt formation. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Fields this at the 19. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Panther offense headed out to the field. They didn't add to their lead last time out, so they punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Play action now, Young. They connect on the deep shot. And they will stop him as he gets this down to their 39-yard line. So that's going to go as a pickup of 36 yards. And that's going to bring up a Carolina 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
That is so much more the exception than the rule when you're targeting double or triple coverage. You may be fortunate to complete a fair number of those throws, but gains like that, those are rare, and that's big time.
Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. Here's Dowdle straight up the middle. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Panthers 1st.
Let's see, first it was a pass, now it's a great gain on the ground. They've got this defense on their heels.
They'll come up on 1st and 10. Here's Dowdle again. And the big gain followed by a little bit of a loss here. Defense getting the better of him on that run.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Here's Young to throw. Pass caught along the sideline by McMillan. He's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
Now the officials are going to have to take another look at this one. Kyle Shanahan's challenging that call.
previous play is under review.
Well, we're going to see how much of a sideline maven he is, Brock. This one very close, whether he got the feet down or not.
And I'm so impressed by all these mavens because you've got to make that transition from college where 1 foot, you're good.
Yep.
But not at this level. You've got to be a ballerina. You've got to get those toes both in, and the replay booth will be the judge of it.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the challenge ends up successful. He, in fact, did not get both feet in. This is incomplete. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. Sends this to the end zone. And he has the Carolina touchdown. The Panthers take a 13-0 lead. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
This is Fitzgerald trying to tack on the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Panthers double their lead to 14.
49ers nothing.
Now Fitzgerald on to handle the kickoff. Gorindo to return it. Showing a little burst so far. And a great run back has the offense just a touch shy midfield to start this drive. Now out comes the San Francisco offense. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
They'll start this one on the ground with McCaffrey. He is taken down as he drives this to the enemy 40. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10. Going run again with McCaffrey. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
You know by now, Kate, with this time we spend together these toss plays, the best way to defend them is to hit them before they get started. And that's exactly what the defense did.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap for Purdy. It's taken in by Kendrick Bourne. He's forced out of bounds after a nice play there, but still, Brock, not enough to avoid 3rd down.
The smartest pass catchers I've ever been around, they know how to set up an outcut beautifully. They recognize when they have leverage, how to sell the deep route, and then boom, they just break it out as if it's nothing.
Purdy will sneak it. They were loaded and ready for that sneak, weren't they? They stopped him at the line, no gain.
It's a gain of a yard. And the 49er first down.
That's more than a must-get for a quarterback. I really put that in the always-get territory. Even if the defense knows what's coming, you got to be able to drive forward for at least a couple inches.
On the toss, it's McCaffrey. And look at this, 9 yards on a nice first down run.
DJ Williams on the tackle. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
So it looks like it'll be 2nd and maybe a yard as we come back, Brock, from our 2-minute warning. More football from Levi's Stadium in just a moment. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Now it's Purdy. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, he had a chance to pull up and avoid the hit, Brock, but
Automatic
we knew the
first down.
outcome from the moment he decided not to and made contact. That flag came out. So now, following the penalty, it's 1st and goal. McCaffrey will not challenge for the end zone. He loses a bunch here. So the run goes backwards. What do you think, Brock? Is it time that they start getting a little more aggressive, take some more risks offensively?
Not in my book. You've not earned that right. I think a lot of play callers feel that same way, too. I mean, you get to earn the right to be aggressive and take shots when you could do the basics, like, I don't know, run for a positive gain.
Now from the 6 after that last play. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's Purdy to throw. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. Now Carolina's going to take a timeout. That's its 2nd. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
3rd and goal. Defense electing to play this from the nickel. Purdy throwing here. Now set up the screen to McCaffrey. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers make it a one-score game before halftime. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to drop plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Eddie Pinheiro on now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the 49ers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
49ers 7.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Trevor Etienne to return this. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Panthers offense and Teteroa McMillan headed out there now. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. Panthers look just about ready. 1st and 10. Now it's Young. And this one's incomplete. Too low as it skips off the ground.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
2nd and 10, still at the 28. Throwing now out of the shotgun. He's going to pull this one down and run with it. And he gives himself up after a short gain.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
They'll air it out on 3rd. Into the hands of He's tackled with the first down yardage.
A gain of 10 yards. And the Panthers, first down. It's a gain of 10. First down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
So first down from the 41. Shotgun snap now to Young. Completed to his running back. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Just a yard left to go on second down. Back to throw. Here's Young. Steps up, and he's running with it. And Young with a smart move here on the slide as he picks up the first down. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
That's good for a Panthers first down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So we have a one-score game here at the break. Now it's time for the EA Sports Halftime Report. Scott Hansen, take it away.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
Thanks for that update, Scott. Welcome back, everyone, for the third quarter. Got a one-touchdown game here as we get you back down to the field. Now Fitzgerald on to handle the kickoff.
To kick off for Carolina.
Here's Sky Moore on the return. And in the end, Brock, a pretty exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The 49ers offense ready to get to work to begin this third quarter. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. So first and 10 now from the 30. They'll start the second half with McCaffrey. And he'll be stopped after just about a yard. Second and 9 coming up.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on second down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
Need a better result than that last run. It's second and 8. They toss right side to McCaffrey. Ooh, they're on that one. Second down's going to end up in a loss of yards. Their dominance against his ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times do you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number one is?
Stop the run.
And they've been doing it.
Panthers bringing out a fifth defensive back on third. Running back sent in motion. Third and long, Purdy. He's going to loft this deep down the left sideline. That's grabbed inside the 30. And this will reach the opposing 25-yard line.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
First down throw by Purdy. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. It's 3 sacks for the game so far. Brings up second down.
You know what I call that, Kate? Punch, and you took a punch, but then you countered right back. You give up a big play, massive play, but you don't hang your head. You come right back, you get a sack of your own, and you change the momentum as quickly as you can.
Expect the defense to be coming again here after that sack. It is 2nd and 16. From the gun is Purdy. Throwing this one back at the end zone. Oh, again, it looks like a pick, but they drop it. A chance to steal it away in the end zone, but they just can't finish the play.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Finds the in route complete. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped.
It's a gain of 20.
So 3rd and 16, no problem for them as they get the first.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. On the counter, McCaffrey. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Purdy to throw it. Brought in. And this one only manages a yard before coming to an end out of bounds. It's going to be 3rd down.
A 2-yard pickup.
There's no negatives ever on the grade sheet for completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Quite the drive they're putting together here, partner. This is the 9th play event as they get set for 3rd and 6. They kick the running back in motion. Purdy out of the gun on 3rd down. And drop this down to McCaffrey underneath. He has the San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Christian McCaffrey the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
Extra point try now from Pinheiro.
The extra point.
The point after splits the uprights. And the 49ers tie things up at 14.
At 14.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Hubbard with a return here. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Carolina offense headed out now. It's all squared up again following that touchdown, partner, so some added importance on this series. Carolina offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. On the ground, Chuba Hubbard gets it. And he's stopped after picking up 9, so they're set up well here with 2nd and 1.
That is just a great drive starter. What every offense wants. Gives you a little bit of energy, a little juice, and now a really manageable 2nd down.
Last run got him 9, so now they need one more here on 2nd down. Running back motions right. Jump off caught by his back. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
So first down from the 41. On play action, here's Young. Put some heat on this deep ball, left side.
It is such a weapon offensively when you've got a big tight end that can stretch the field vertically. Not a lot of DBs have the size to cover him. They tried to get it to him in that spot where he could win it, but unfortunately, no connection to be made.
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Young. Tremble with the grab. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's going to bring up the Carolina first down.
First down. A gain of 14. And a Panther first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Here's Young again. That's McMillan with the catch out left. Quick rally to the catch by the defense, stopping the gain at the 33. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Panthers first.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
Trying it left side, Dowdle. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackled for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in the locker room and in the huddle is you could be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
Young working from the gun. Complete to Tremble. And he's going to get this down to the 9. That puts him in goal to go.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First and goal, Carolina.
Offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. From the red zone on 1st. That ball is out. Young lost it. Picked up by the 49ers. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
Put a check mark by that one. You're going to remember that one, not just over the course of this game, but I guarantee you in the offseason when they're watching effort. That was all about effort. Backs pressed against the wall when you're down here defensively, and that's the type of play that coaches love to see from everyone on the roster.
The 49ers back on offense and set to take over. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. You really create some indecision now defensively.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Trying an inside give now with McCaffrey. Allen continues to find no traction on the ground here, Brock, as they bring him down for no gain.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against him. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
So just 1 quarter to go on Monday Night Primetime. It's still a tie ball game, 14 points apiece as we get ready for the 4th. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Throw here, 3rd down. Lofts it deep right side. He's got it inside the 25. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that gives the 49ers the first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
He's going to get a hand in there and knock that one away. So 2nd down now after the incompletion.
I'll tell you what, Kate, challenging this guy in a close game, you are tempting fate. He got one hand on it. He gets 2. It could have gone the other way.
From the 24 once again, it's 2nd and 10. McCaffrey running between the tackles. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Moving 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
They'll motion him out of the backfield left. On 3rd down, Purdy. Complete beyond the marker. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a 1st and goal.
And the 49er, 1st down. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They'll run here. It's McCaffrey. And he'll get this across. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers take a 4th quarter lead. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out. And that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns,
All right, looks like they want another look at this one. The play going to be reviewed by our officials, making sure they got this one right. Well, I certainly don't envy the officials here. A lot of times, Brock, it can be so tough to have the right angle to get a perfect spot on that football.
Yeah, how they do it, I just marvel at it. A bunch of years ago, I got to do and be an official, a side judge for a spring game.
How'd that go?
Not well, because things happen so fast, and I really do. I marvel at more often than not how good these officials are at spotting the ball.
So upon further review and a consultation from Game Day Central, the call overturned. Another chance to get that lone yard. Here's 2nd and goal. Gets it again. And this time he's got it. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers take a 4th quarter lead. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. Pinheiro good on the extra point. And the 49ers break that tie and now lead by 7.
Panthers 14.
Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. On the return, this is Etienne. And the return man is hauled down. And the question now, Brock, is will we be headed backwards here? We've got a flag down. hoping to help spring him for a bigger return, but he got caught, and it lessens the return instead. So the penalty on the return doesn't do them any favors, Brock. A lot more field ahead of them here starting out. Young up 1st and 10. Has him on a quick hitter. And he's going to be brought down up the 28-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Here's the give to Dowdle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
1st down, Carolina.
1st and 10 from the 32. Young looking to throw. Dumps it off to his running back. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
It's sure nice to have that safety valve. Sure nice to have a running back that's not just able to tote it, Kate, but he's able to catch it. That's now multiple times they've looked his way, and multiple times he's delivered.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Throwing from the gun here. Gets his tight end on a corner route. He's going to bring this down to their 35. That one goes for 31 yards and a 1st down when all is said and done.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. But it helps set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
So the big play moves him well past midfield, has him set up now at the 35. It's Young to throw here on 1st. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. It's 3 sacks for the game so far. Brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, we hear about it all the time. A short memory, right? We hear about it with quarterbacks a lot, Kate, when they make a mistake. But it works the same way for a defense, a whole position group. You have got to flush that big play, come back and play the next play, and boy, did the defense do it there.
Pass rush could be coming again after that last sack, Brock. Let's see. Here's 2nd and 19. Shotgun snap now to Young. That's incomplete left side.
Really had to find a way to get that short completion because now you're staring at 3rd and extra long. And that's a place no QB in this league wants to be.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. He'll throw it. Pressure gets to him, and he goes down. That's a sack. We do have a marker down. Where it's at on the field, partner, that sure looks like it's in the neighborhood of holding. Well, the negative play makes it even easier to decline that flag, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Down a score. They're going to go for this on 4th down. Desperation time here. He puts some air under this one, right side. He's got it inside the 10. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Penalty hurts him, but they are still going for it here on 4th down. Back to throw it. He's trying to go deep again. That's caught at the 25. He is inside the 20, down to the 19-yard line.
Panthers, 1st down. A gain of 42 yards on the play. First down, Panthers.
We've reached the 2-minute warning in Santa Clara. Panthers losing by 7. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Here's Young to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now it's 2nd down. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't. That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you, you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Yards to go.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. Looking to throw it. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Picked off by Upton Stout.
Well, they're in danger going back to somebody who's already done damage in this game. He makes himself, well, he's a top target, but he makes himself a priority for this defense to defend, and they jumped on that opportunity.
Now the 49ers getting set to go on offense. That defensive stand might have been the final effort needed to seal away the victory, Brock, but can't quite take off the pads just yet. Offense has to finish this one out.
Yeah, a few things here, Kate, keep in mind, right? You got to slow the game down as a quarterback. Take every second off the clock. If you're handling the ball, you guard it with your life, and you make sure your defense doesn't come on the field again. They just did their job. Now you got to do yours.
First call here coming from the shotgun. Oh, Brock, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. Wow, still throwing, and this is intercepted! And the Panthers have some new life in the 4th.
Okay, you know, as a quarterback, every single interception stings. But those you throw in crunch time. In the final couple minutes with your team relying on you, that's one this quarterback is not going to forget.
The Panthers get going again once more on offense. And Brock, I know the goal is always points every drive, but I think just as big a goal, got to play clean football here. You cannot give it away for a 3rd consecutive possession.
Yeah, we call that rebuilding some confidence in yourself as a group, right? Just to execute without the mistakes. Pros, you can shake off a turnover with ease, but back-to-back, even the seasoned vets have a little trouble getting past that.
Setting up to pass. Completed over the middle. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on 2nd down. That playbook wide open.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Shotgun give now to Dowdle. And he scores. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers cut it to a point late in this one. So they get the all-important touchdown here late in the game, Brock. Now the question, play for the tie or go for 2 and the lead?
And I know they've got all these charts and numbers and analytics to tell you what to do, but this comes down to the gut and the trust of the head coach. Does he trust his offense more to go get this 2-point conversion, or is he going to lean in his defense and believe that they can get the stop?
In the 11th hour, now a point after try to tie this game. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the 4th. after tying this game up. They're all set to send her away. Gorindo to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. So here come the 49ers on offense. And we'll see how aggressive they get to try and end this game in regulation, or if overtime is on the horizon. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he's out of bounds. Defenders get there to drive him out right near that 40-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Oh, that was teaching tape right there.
Robbed by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
That counter could never get started. Good chance someone on that line telegraphed that play because the defense was all over it. Fortunate just to make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw it. Take over with a chance to win this game.
Just how many times do these games at this level, Kate, come down to plays like this? In the end, you don't want to be the team making the mistakes. You want to be the one capitalizing on them. And now this offense has got a chance to do so.
The Panthers set to take the field. And they need to get it to at least that 40-yard line to have a shot at the game winner. But there's enough time remaining to work it even closer if things go right. So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. Short pass brought in. And they're going to get to him after a gain of close to 5 as they send him out.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, Young. Outright, Leggett makes the ground. And it looks like he's going to be marked just a little shy of that 1st down. Ball at the 41, 3rd and short.
And this is 3rd down.
Offense headed to the line. Just need to punch it forward a yard to reset the downs. Now to throw. Connects on the crosser. He runs this to the 25 before being brought down. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Hey, let's get those next-gen stats out here, Kate. See just how far he had to run between the snap of the football and when he finally got the throw. Did a beautiful job of settling down into zone coverage, even though it took him a whole lot of distance to get there.
All right, got a timeout here. Just 8 seconds remaining in our ball game. So on to decide the game. Here's Ryan Fitzgerald. This, 42 yards from the right half. That one is good! And barring the unexpected, that's going to be your game winner.
And if you hear that celebration, Kate, over there on the sidelines, it's those defenders celebrating once again. It was their work, their turnover they forced that gave them the chance to send that kicker out and go win this game.
Now Fitzgerald on to handle the kickoff.
For Carolina.
This one winds up as a touchback, so they're going to have one final snap to work with.
At their own 35-yard line.
Great starting spot here for the 49ers. They're headed up 1st and 10. Back to work after throwing the pick. Trying to push deep downfield. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So it's the Panthers who take this one on the road. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Panthers are winners, as we'll see you next time from Santa Clara.